Why did we consider why didn't we get a catamaran instead of monohull?
Because monohulls are sexier than catamarans.
After having put down some pretty significant blue water miles on both, I think Philip and I would wholeheartedly agree. There's just something sexy about the movement of a monohull. Meet Jeremiah and Brittany, who you probably know better as Lazy Gecko Sailing, and who we recently connected and collaborated with to put out some awesome cruising content for you all. And today, Jeremiah and Brittany are going to show you exactly how sexy their 1985 Alberg 37 truly is, and how she's perfectly equipped to cruise with kids. You ready? Come aboard!
I'm gonna answer that. With a monohull, you get the true, like, honey, do it. You do it so well, do it. The true sailing experience. You do it better than that. Somebody asked, do you have any regrets? And every time somebody asks me that, I always say I only have one. And my regret was not moving on sooner than we did.
Alright guys, she's a 1985 Alberg. She was built in the Whitby plant in Ontario. She's a 37. So we have the Viking life raft aboard. Hopefully we'll never have to use it, but it's something we enjoy having on board. We have 2 anchors that we use in the bow, a Delta and a Bruce. The Delta is also attached to our windlass, which you can see right here. It has 2 little foot switches on the left. The Delta that we use is a 35-pound Delta. The boat sails that we have are Mac sails, made in, I believe, Stuart, Florida. Both in really good shape. We have a radar, all the standard lighting and all that. So obviously she's a slip rig. You have to forgive some of the wood in the cockpit. I'm in the middle of redoing it. I just started that project. Brittany and I are both from different places. She's Canadian and I'm from all over, just being in the military. So we weren't sure where to say we were from on the back of the boat, but we had met in Key West, Florida, got engaged and got married there. So that's why we went ahead and put Key West on the back of the boat. Lazy Gecko, the name came from the fact that we had met in a place in Key West called the Lazy Gecko. So that's where the whole Lazy Gecko theme came from. Our depth sounder stopped working, so until we haul out and can put a really good depth sounder, like a through haul one in, we have to use this PVC pipe in it with a depth sounder underneath of it. But and yeah, we're just going to use this until we can haul out, because the no matter what we do, the hull is so thick on the boat that we can't get it to shoot through, no matter what we use, some type of wax or oils or whatever. So we're kind of stuck with that. We do have a wind vane aboard. Basically, it's the type that comes around and steers the actual helm. The aft lazarette here I'm working on, as you can see, over there, that's a solar powered vent. So it just keeps everything cool in there, because I do have my refrigerator compressor in there. Our winches that we have for our primary winches are Lumars. They've been fine, self-tailing winches. We do not have self-tailing winches on the mast on this boat. You won't be single-handing this boat either, because you do not have lines coming to the cockpit for raising the mainsail. But once the sail's up, it's fairly easy to single hand. We have 2 Honda 2000 generators on board that we use. Only one whenever we're just powering the boat or whatever, but if we want to run our air conditioner, we have to use both. The boat runs off 30 amp. You can see the wire there. This is our LPG locker. We have 2 tanks in here. They're the fiberglass tanks that some people love and some people hate. We tend to love them. Some people say it's hard to get them filled, but we've had no problems whatsoever. On each side of the cockpit we have these lazarettes. They're real nice. On the port side I keep all my sailing equipment, lines and stuff like that. And on the starboard side, this side is actually a lot larger because we have a quarter berth on the other side. So this one goes way forward all the way up to the front of the cockpit, and you can really fit a lot of stuff in there. So we have extra stuff in there like spinnakers and all that kind of stuff, but it's just stuff we don't ever use. So we got the Ritchie compass, then we use a Garmin chart plotter that we put on here. We also have a tiller pilot and an electric autopilot. These are our sweet LED lights that we installed recently.
It's late. We had an amazing night out. We're gonna hang out in the cockpit, have some drinks.
They don't always flash different colors, but there's a bunch of different colors and they're waterproof, and we're happy with them, and you can dim them. So they've been pretty cool. So you got the main sheets in front of the helm, and then you have the jib sheets go to your winches right here, along with your furling. Engine controls are all in front of the helm. Standard stuff, you know, it's a 1985 with a Volvo Penta engine, so you don't have any extra anything, no heat gauges, nothing. It turns it on, got the RPM, you can turn it off. We also have hot water in the cockpit and cold water that you can use there for showering or whatever. We never really use it, we just use solo showers. Our dinghy is a 9-foot Carib, and we have a 18 horsepower, I can't remember the damn name, begins with a T. Basically a Nissan engine, but it begins with a T. Hamatsu or something like that, but anyway. 18 horsepower, so it gets up and goes pretty good. It's a 2-stroke engine. So here's the solar panels. I think they're like 200, 300 watt, I can't remember. And then we have our wind generator. That's a 400 watt AirX Marine wind generator. We'll go down through the companionway. Say hi to Annie.
Say hi.
Alright, so here's down below. The table there. We have a TV out on the wall. Double in the V berth. The Salon breaks out to 1 double and 1 single. So we got the 2-burner stove. A lot of storage in the kitchen. Brittany loves that. We've got a freezer and refrigerator. I'll open those up for you.
And for those of you looking to cruise with kids, definitely check this out. The baby room that Jeremiah and Brittany have made aboard the boat for their son Reese is super cool.
Alright, so Reese's room is right here. It's been working great. It was the navigation station, and we turned it into a little baby room. That back board there, it actually is a full quarter berth, you know, for an adult, but I made a wall and put a little padding up, so, and then you can see on the left there we covered up our VHF radio, but it can be uncovered pretty easily, and then took all the knobs and stuff off the SSB that we have, and then under here is our radar and another chart plotter that we can get out really quickly because Brittany used all these little fasteners. And you can see it's different sail rate. Just use little strings, but these things, they just pop right off. So it's pretty sweet. And the whole thing just comes right down or up if you want to lock them in there. So works great. He can't get out, and he loves it. It's real comfortable for him. So this is his little bed. Baby room on a 37-foot. So look. He's got the glass there on the left, and when he doesn't want to go to sleep, we'll see him peering around there. These are our fridge and our freezer. The fridge and freezer. So we keep this little piece of foam, whatever, there, and it really helps to keep cool. Right now it's pretty packed. It's not always like that, but we just had dinner and we just threw it all together. And then the freezer right here. It works really well, and we have a little fan between the two walls that blows cold air into the refrigerator to help with cooling. So if it gets a little warm in here or whatever, and the fridge is having a little bit of trouble, which really hadn't happened too much, we can use that little fan. So every once in a while we'll just throw that fan on, especially if the battery is running low, and it'll help the fridge stay cool. So that's our storage for all of our dishes. Reese's baby stuff's all back in here, and I'll pull these back real quick and get a pan of it for you. All right, so they only slide one way, but you can see this is basically our storage, and then it got two more back there. So we have this little wood furnace here that we've never used, but it works and everything. That's cool. We have a little Hella fan. That's an air conditioner duct, a 4-inch one, and then lots of storage up here. Goes all the way along, and right here to the liquor cabinet. We keep all the knives in the boat, sharp knives back in there, and along with the silverware on the left there, you can see. The starboard settee has a lot of storage. The 3 pillows in the back, and then the 3 drawers underneath all open up, as well as storage underneath back there in the corner. So I'll open up these 6 compartments. So the 6 compartments. We got tools, chargers and stuff like that. Lazy Gecko t-shirts and all that stuff. And then toys. Reese has his toy one on the bottom right. And then, paperwork and all that. And then some food for the other 2 on the bottom. And like I said, behind the settee itself, it has a bunch of storage as well. The port settee has 3 up top, 2 down below, and then a bunch of storage behind there. So I'll go ahead and open them up as well. Alright, so you got your 2 bottom ones, food, Xbox, that kind of stuff. And then all that is open underneath there for the behind the settee itself. We have our charts and a bunch of bags and stuff like that up there. And then up top we have medicine and diaper changing stuff and food and all that. And all those they all latch, so Reese can't get into them, which is really convenient. The V-berth has a double in it. That's got a real good amount of storage in it. Keep a little router right there, and then a full-size closet on the left. This is the man's side, clothes and stuff like that up in there. Go into an anchor locker in the front, along with our door for the companionway. There's storage up top. To store whichever door. That one's the one that locks. The other one's just like the one that folds out. And then her side has 3 big lockers, another locker there, and then drawers all along. So this is under the V-berth. You can see there's storage as well under here. And then we have our large water tank, which I believe is 100 gallons or so, under the V-berth. This closet here was just our water maker and storage, and I made it into the air conditioning. So the vent that goes into the V-berth is right next to Brittany's head. I could have ran it all the way through and came out this little thing right here, but I didn't. I went ahead and let it come right into the little area, and that allows for her to be able to close it at night if she gets cold, and it stops the airflow from coming in because the vents don't really work that good as far as stopping it. And the thermostat's mounted right here. The 8-inch vent above the air conditioner is directional, so it blows the air into the salon from the ceiling. It works really well. Our batteries are located under the settee right here, and we have some under the floorboard under the companionway. So under the settee here, you can see we have our batteries. We have the black battery is a starting battery, and then we have 4 Trojan T105 batteries for our house. These are 6-volt batteries. Also on the right, you can see we have the switch between our water tanks. So We have our hand pump, we have our middle tank, which is like 35 gallons, and then our front tank, which is like 100 gallons. Under the floorboard here, we have our other two Trojan T105s, 6-volt batteries, along with the strainer and the through hull for the engine and everything. From the aft looking forward, I'm in the galley. This is our fuel tank. It's a 35-gallon diesel tank, obviously. Moving forward from that, we have a holding tank, aluminum tanks. We have a water tank. That's the smaller water tank, 35 gallons. And then down in there in the bilge, we have our water pump from the air conditioner, through hull, and all that kind of stuff. All right. Okay. So with the companionway stairs removed, you can see there's our engine. So Volvo Penta, 28 horsepower, I believe. Runs good. No issues with it. The head includes a shower, but we don't use it just because of the wood. We just shower on the bow. We have a Jetsco manual head in here. Works fine. Sink. And then we've installed these little mason jars, which we think they're nice. And then there's lots of storage behind here. So lots of stuff in there. It goes way back. The boat handles wonderfully under sail. She really heels a lot. She goes way over, but she gets to a little sweet spot and stays right there. She's quick. Things that I would change. We love everything about our boat.
The true sailing experience where you're heeled and you're
heeling
with the water, it's coming,
Yeah,
it's splashing over.
It's all over you.
You know, you feel the wind with the sails moving the boat.
Philip and I definitely agree. It was really cool to meet a fellow cruising couple with a Canadian-built boat who simply loved the feeling of sailing. It was also a ton of fun to work with Jeremiah and Brittany on this tour. I hope those of you boat shopping have found it helpful, and thank Jeremiah and Brittany for taking the time to put this together for you all by checking out their awesome videos on their Lazy Gecko Sailing YouTube channel. Hey guys, I wanted to send you a short little video message because this will be the last time I'll get to chat with you on YouTube before my 2-hour Atlantic Crossing movie comes out next Thursday, September 22nd. And a couple of things I want to tell you about it. Yes, it is only on a small platform, crowdfunded, Patreon and Vimeo for rent. And before you thumbs down and get all upset, 2 things, let me tell you about that. I just really want to share. First, I was gracious that Yannick granted my request to travel with him on his boat for my first Atlantic crossing. And that request was based on one condition, that Yannick did not want me to expose his life, his future home, and particularly his family to the sometimes harsh and overly critical audience that can be YouTube. And I was happy to grant that request. You know, not everybody wants their face and their story blasted out there for the masses. And second, Yannick taught me in that it's okay sometimes to be proud enough of a piece of content that you've spent hours creating, or perhaps had to buy extra Wi-Fi, satellite communication equipment to even put together and share with people, to ask that they purchase it. You know, I spent as much time on this movie as I did on any of the sailing books I've written. And while I always send out those for free, if anybody asks for a copy, I often have people tell me, no, I want to support the arts, I'm happy to buy a copy. So if you're upset with that it's on a smaller platform, I'm going to be brave, like Yannick said, and I'm not going to apologize. I'm very proud of this piece of work. It is, like I said, a 2-hour documentary covering the entire voyage. Anyone who is curious about crossing an ocean, you know, the awesome, amazing moments, the frightening moments, and wants to see what that feels like, especially from my perspective, definitely check it out. You know, get on Patreon, become a patron, where there's plenty of other very cool stuff that I spend extra time every week putting together for you. Or rent on Vimeo as soon as I figure out how to do that. It's on my list in a few weeks, and I hope you will enjoy the movie. I am super proud of it. Yannick's watched it, gave it the thumbs up, and he said it is great. So that meant the world to me. Very exciting. That's September 22nd coming out. And next week, also stay tuned. We will share with you why we had to pull our mast again and how to budget for big boat repairs.
I hope you've all been enjoying the how-to series, so you can get creative ways to spark your own cruising career and see that it can be done, you know, and there's very different ways how to do it, but I'm trying to share all of those so that you all get out there and start cruising too. And also in a couple weeks, once I get my ducks in a row, I have my third gift of cruising coming out, and it's even bigger than the 6-day charter course, so I'm very excited about that. Be on the lookout, it's gonna be something amazing. So if you're enjoying the content, you're liking what we're putting out, and it's helping you get out there to cruise too, then get inspired and get on board.
Want more of this really cool content? Great! Go to HaveWindWillTravel.com where you can follow on the blog or get free e-copies of my sailing books, and consider becoming a patron for access to my exclusive Atlantic crossing footage and help us help one of you get out on the water too. Get inspired and get on board.